The biggest benefits, of course, will be access. Becoming an observer state allows the Palestinians to join the International Criminal Court, where they could lodge complaints about Israeli actions. But an elevated status at the UN does not involve any formal recognition on matters such as sovereignty or borders. There's also a possibility that the United States, which is strongly opposed to the bid, could cut direct aid as a result. Last year, it withdrew about $60 million in funding after the UN's cultural agency, UNESCO, recognized the Palestinian Authority as a full member. But the Palestinian president says the upgraded UN recognition is needed because peace talks with Israel are at a deadlock. Saeb Erekat is the chief negotiator for the Palestinian Authority, and he explains why Israel is so opposed to the bid.
What Israel needs to do is to be accountable. And I believe that as much as we put a strategy, the strategy of the Netanyahu government are threefold. Number one is to keep their occupation cost-free. Number two is to keep the Palestinian Authority without an authority. Number three is to push Gaza responsibility towards Egypt. And by the vote tonight, this strategy of Israel will be no more. Secondly, if they want to resume negotiations, they need to take into account to do and not to do things. They have obligations. And stopping settlement activities is not a condition. It's an Israeli obligation emanating from the roadmap that specified Israel obligation to stop settlement activities, including natural growth.
Adnan Hayajna is a visiting professor of political science at Qatar University. He joins me here in Doha. What's playing out here, the two camps, the opposing sides. You just don't seem to be able to see what this is all about.
I think it's all about some kind of victory for Mahmoud Abbas and for the PA, for the Palestinian Authority. It's kind of more symbolic. You cannot add more to this. And I think after 65 years of aspirations and wars and peace treaties and Oslo and all of that, the Palestinians came to the conclusion they need some recognition from the world, and now they're trying to get that. They have tried in the past year to get some state recognition, but I think because of the veto power, the United States disagreed with that, and I think...
What do you think Israel and the US are so frightened of? Is it all down to the ICC?
Yeah, I think it's the ICC, and I think I don't think Mahmoud Abbas will seek going to the ICC. If he does, I think there'll be nothing against Israel. And I think this is maybe, there were some kind of rumors they want him to sign on a side agreement that, yes, we will support your demand for a non-state status in the UN as long as you do not go to the ICC. And this is, I think, the most important thing.
Will you buy into that?
I don't think so. I think as you said a few minutes ago regarding the UNESCO, and I think Congress cut aid to the Palestinian, and I think Mahmoud Abbas want to do something, and I think they cut aid for Hamas, and Hamas is getting a lot of support, and he feels isolated. He cannot do much. He has to take that risk.
But just saying that and talking about Hamas, it's surprising that Israel and the US don't support Abbas more. I mean, this is the opportunity, isn't it, to bolster him?
I think it's for the United States, it's 22 catch. If you're indirectly talking with Hamas via the Egyptians, and now Hamas is a winner and has a lot of grassroots support, but for the Palestinian, the West Bank, Mahmoud Abbas is empty-handed. He cannot deliver anything to the Palestinian. He's been promising them over 20 years of peace and many wars, and for 65 years, the aspiration of Palestinians are kind of disappearing.
But on the ground, nothing's going to change, isn't it?
Nothing is going to change.
Every Israeli spokesman I speak to says that they've violated their agreement. And they'll stick to that.
I don't think it's a violation of the agreement.
That's what Israel says there.
Well, I think UC Berlin wrote a very good article today for the New York Times that it's not one of the 5 issues that it has to be discussed, including. And I think it's good for the Israelis. I think if they think about it rationally, it is another recognition by the Palestinian Authority and the Palestinian people. Yes, you have your own territory, and we recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. They're coming short of saying that we recognize Israel as the Jewish state. And this, I think, what Israel is calling for.
How worried is Israel? I mean, if you look at how many European states are likely to vote for this, I mean, that's quite a dramatic turnaround, considering Israel was able to rely on them for support in the past.
Also, I think isolated Israel, I think, in terms in the region and the world, and I think they will feel isolated after that recognition. I think with the Palestinians, I'm sure they will get it because they have the simple, I think, majority, and there is no veto power. I think nobody can use veto power in the General Assembly. But I think Israel will wait and see. If the Palestinians use that to go to the ICC, the International Criminal Court, I think the response will be very tough against the Palestinian. If it makes them feel good and they get some kind of support, yes, and nothing will change. I think Netanyahu said this will not improve the Palestinian statehood aspiration, and it will not change anything.
For now, we can't take away that many Palestinians are so excited about this. Adnan, thank you very much. I know you're going to be staying with us throughout the night, so thank you.